Hi everyone. Hey, welcome to my fucking YouTube channel, bitch. It's been a long time coming. I've made YouTube videos in the past and never posted them because I was embarrassed of my naked face. But today we have embraced the naked face and we have showed everyone how to do my day-to-day makeup tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoy. I've had a lot of requests for this video. I also really needed to do an in-depth makeup look because I always do the little ones and no one really gets all the answers they need. I'm gonna link all of the products below, so if there's anything you see in this video or for some reason I forget to say what it is, it will be linked below, along with the shade, the name, everything. Okay, and where you can buy it. Okay, beautiful, lovely. Let's get going. So, naked face Izzy, who looks like her 12-year-old brother, aka 11-year-old brother. You know how old he is, you've had him for 11 years of your life. Take it away, bitch, you fucking ugly asshole. Hi, here we go. Here's Izzy with no makeup on, and the best part is she's posting it on her Instagram. That's the real tea, bitch. So what do we start with? Well, I've done my hair. Beep. On closer inspection, I've noticed that there's crusty shit in my hair. Don't worry, I haven't got a dandruff problem. It is in fact old hairspray. It could even be the new hairspray, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, back to the film. I call this the Molly May scrape back. Oh. It might not be Molly May that invented it, but that's where I first saw it. So essentially you just use a whole bottle of hairspray, your whole skull until it don't fucking move and it feels crispy as anything. For anyone that cares, I use the L'Oreal hairspray. I naturally have a lot of hair. People always ask where I get my extensions from. The womb. I get them from the womb. I was actually bald until the age of 2, fun fact, no one cared about. Cool. Next, honey. So I start off with in my bag of goodies, because clearly I go all over the shop these days. No I don't, I respect you, Boris Johnson, loads and loads and loads. I use this product, but I've got 2 of them. One of them is jank and one of them is fresh. Well, fresh is an exaggeration. One of them is fresh. I think it's this one. This one looks like the jank one. Yeah. So I'm gonna use my oh, you can't see it anyway, so it's fine. Get out, I need to wear this out, gosh. So I get this Benefit brow gel and my Jeffree Star mirror, no teenage shades. Not supporting Jeffree, just already had it. I don't know if I'm not supporting Jeffree though, I'm sort of on the fence. He's not an aunts, so you know, as far as we're aware, you know. Usually would have shaved the ends of my eyebrows off, haven't done it, so we do look a bit jank, but that's fine. Start off with combing this product, quite a fair bit of it through the brow, so it proper gels down to your forehead. I had a spoolie in my hands. Oh, it's there. Okay, and then I get like a dry spoolie. This is a new technique. And then press it onto my forehead rather than using the wet one, because then you over apply product and it's just not necessary. But yeah, just fucking smooth those to my skull basically. And if it's still spiking up, just add a little bit more, not too much, don't want it to look snotty. And then kind of go over them again with the dry spoolie if necessary. It might not even be necessary, you know. Oh god, this is the question I get most on TikTok. It's like, how do you use your eyebrows? Well, bitch, let me show you the ways. I kind of like the front to spike up a little bit more, because it can, my front brow hairs are definitely fairer because I used to shave basically to here when I was a kid because someone said I have monobrow, which they weren't wrong, let's not lie, but at the same time, bullying, great, was bullied the whole of high school though, so it's not like it's, well, not high school, secondary school, so it's not like that was my only insecurity, don't you worry. Don't you worry. Okay, so that's brow number uno, and then trois, that's number 3. Basically we're just going to do it again on the other side. Now we've done that, just to piss me off, naturally one of my eyebrows is just higher than the other one, it always has been like that. I'm going to get a makeup white, don't judge me, I've already used it, to take off the excess mascara from my face. And I'm going to wipe away any of the excess product around my forehead, because this product especially, I don't know about any of the others on the market, but this product, it refuses to basically let anything else stick to it, including foundation. It just goes all weird, so I like to remove it before I carry on, just so it doesn't ruin my face and I end up looking scabby or anything like that. Because I used to use this brow gel after my foundation, which probably was the worst thing I could have done really, it's kind of ruined my gel, it's turned it a bit tinted, but at the same time there is a pro to that, because when you put the gel on, obviously now foundation won't stick to it, so you kind of are stuck with your base skin colour, whatever that is. And if you're anything like me, you fake tan your life away, so you look nothing like your natural skin colour. As we can see, I've wiped off the fake tan as well. But yeah, so now I've done that, wiped off the underneath as well, very key, because although you might not put much underneath, trust me, when you try and put foundation over the top and it doesn't stick, you'll be kicking yourself. So I'm now going to also try and fade out the rest of my tan, maybe even wipe it off, because I don't want to have like a patch on my eyebrows. So from this point now, I look for, in my absolute mess of a desk, for a brow pencil. I use the NYX brow pencil, micro brow pencil, that's the actual name, in the shade Espresso. But then I grab my brow pencil and just line the underneath and continue that, kind of going upwards in the direction that I want my brow to extend. I do usually end up getting the tail to go around here, because once I've done my eyeliner, I hate if my eyeliner is longer than my eyebrow, it just looks a bit odd. So anyway, just draw the tail on, going upwards. I naturally have quite hooded eyes, my brows naturally go this way rather than up there. So if my brow came down here, it really reduces the eyelid space. And I used to go crazy with the eyeshadow. Fun fact of the day, I've got 2 qualifications in makeup that I don't use. Waste of my time. But yeah, I basically just extend it as much as I need. And as I said before, it's really hard for product to stick to this brow method anyway. So pencils like this do actually work quite well. So if there's a really pale area on show, I would just lightly brush this over so that it doesn't look really blatant. So yeah, there's the eyebrow numero uno. I'm not going to try it again. And then we'll just do the other side. As I said, naturally the other side of my eyebrow is higher, so I will try and imitate that as much as possible. But as said before, I should have really shaved the ends of my brows off, because they're coming through again. And anyone that didn't know, I do shave the ends of my eyebrows off. That is purely because of that space. I just think it looks so much nicer. But I wouldn't recommend everyone do this. There are some people that eye shapes are naturally drawn to being that, you know? But I'm not one of them girls. I'm not one of them girls. I do naturally have quite thick brows, but they do tend to cut half my eye off. Next, I am going to take a concealer and wipe it on something, because I don't want to ruin my fake tan. That's disgusting. I use the L'Oreal Infalible. What shade are you, bitch? Does it say? Does it say? Does it say? It's on top. There it is. 330 Pecan, which is ironic because I'm allergic to nuts. The more you know. So yeah, then I basically use this straight edge brush and carve out the underneath. This also gives me the opportunity to straighten it up and get rid of any of the visible brow hairs. I say get rid of. It's not really getting rid of them, is it? It's just covering them up ever so slightly more. This one has got a wonky underneath, so I cannot wait to clean it up. Oh, so much better. I usually end up cutting off some of the tail when I do the concealer process, which isn't the end of the world, because if I do want to put it back in at a late stage, I can. Now this is the key thing that bothers me about my own brows. This line of concealer needs to like link, otherwise they're at two very different heights, and that irritates the fuck out of me. Like, I can't look at myself in the face if my eyebrows are at two different heights. Also, I've now noticed that the top of this brow is kind of lower, so we'll just fill that in a fraction. There we go, darling. And then basically I imitate the same thing on the top. Wonder Glow by Tilbury, because although I don't like my foundation to move and look dewy, I do like a glow from within, and I feel like this is not too much. I feel like things like Iconic can sometimes make it look like a fucking light bulb, and as much as I love a highlight, I do not appreciate looking sweaty, and I feel like sometimes they can do that. So for foundation, I don't do eyes first because I don't do anything extravagant on the eyes usually. So for foundation, I use Airbrush Flawless Foundation. This is the first time I bought this, and I've been using it for, I want to say over a month now, or a month. I do really like it. A lot of people have mixed reviews about this foundation. Once again, I have drier skin, I'm more sensitive, so foundation like this is really good for me. And it's long wear, which is a massive pro. Sometimes I like to mix foundations, so another foundation I absolutely love, and this may be a shock, I look like I've been cutting my shot on, is the Primark £5 foundation. This, amazing, I'm not even joking. For my skin as well, it's not done anything to offend my skin. I fucking love this. And I used to absolutely die over this Studio Fix fluid, but recently I've really gotten off of it. But I do tend to still mix it into things because it's a good shade, so I'm going to put a tiny bit on today. It's a good shade, but also it costs a lot of fucking money, so we're going to make the most of it. Next, let's find my brush. So this may be a shock. I bought the James Charles set, so most of these brushes are James Charles. This is the M439 buffer brush. So first I buff all of my foundation into my skin, like so. It does look messy as fuck, I'm not gonna lie. We're not perfect queens over here. We don't do everything to perfect. Oh my god, my skull is crummy. It looks like I've got really bad dry skin in my scalp. I just don't really wash out hairspray for like 7 days. Judge me as you will. 7 days is an overreaction, maybe like 3 days. Next, as we can see, not even spoken about it, I go over my foundation with a beauty blender, basically to remove any excess, as well as just make it look more seamless on the skin. Sometimes I find this can actually pick product up and it drives me crazy, but we're just gonna do it anyway. And obviously use whatever's excess on the sponge, round and down the neck, and even on the ears, because once in college, lovely Rachel told me that my ears looked white, and since that day I have either put fake tan or foundation on my ears so they don't look white. But I honestly think that is the best bit of criticism I've ever got in my life, because I can't imagine me walking around with an orange face and white ears. It's wrong. So next, contour stick. This is in shade F13. I've not even been talking about the shades. Foundation I used was in warm Chaud. and I mixed in NC35 by MAC. Okay, I think we're up to speed. Yeah, this is the Revolution Makeup. I think it's just the foundation stick that they sell. Yeah, Fast Base Stick Foundation. I hate this as a foundation, but as a cream contour bitch, let's talk about it. So basically, draw it on. I used to put it directly onto this brush on the top and buff it that way, but it really doesn't make a difference. It says fast drying, it is, so don't take 2 years trying to blend this out. I'd blend it all out roughly first and then go in with a beauty blender, which is what I tend to do. Obviously I do the jawline. I've got a bum chin, so I try and pretend I don't, basically. The tiniest bit up here because I don't want it to get stuck in the hairline. I put a bit under the nose, but I will contour the nose properly. And then I just dot some extras around there because I basically want to erase the fact that my head is shaped like a fucking watermelon. Then I add a little bit here and a little bit here. Okay, this is before concealer, and I will put the concealer on, but I won't blend it out because I want to get as much coverage out as this as possible. So once again, I'm using the Pecan 330 by L'Oreal Infalible, and I basically just dump bare here, tiniest bit here and here, upper lip, inside the chin, forehead, down to the nose, but I don't go all the way down because my nose is a weird shape, so we just put a tiny bit there instead. Then I've seen a hack that Bella Hadid apparently does where you put it there and here, so we're gonna do that as well. I look great. I look like one of those Instagram like screenshots where they're like pouring the drops down their face like today.
Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god, what is that?
When actually they never do that the whole video. Shut the fuck up, no one wants to see that, okay? Next, I use the foundation buffer brush that I used before because having a little bit of foundation on there is great. It really helps blend out the cream contour that I've got going. And don't be surprised if I start dragging this concealer all over the shop as well, because that will happen. Ugh. But as I said, I'll go in and sort of roughly blend it and then go back over these areas in a minute, either using this or a beauty blender, just so that it doesn't dry down. I also used to use a flat topped, I think it was just a skinny dip brush, but it was just a flat top dense brush. So any sort of dense brush will do the job here, or beauty blender. That does work, but I do feel like it takes away a lot of the cream contour, and that obviously is something you don't want to have because otherwise there's no point of doing it in the first place. So here we are, we're at the stage where I've blended out my cream contour. So I'm going to take my beauty blender and really go in. I am awful with my dark circles. I have dark circles beyond. I do sleep, just not a lot. So yeah, we just perfect. We just covered up the depression, anxiety, and yeah, that's it really. I mean, oh my god, I didn't blend underneath my nose. Okay, we're there. And I sometimes forget to do my forehead. I don't like to use a really bright concealer anymore because I feel like it can look ridiculous. I think my foundation is already significantly light, and then I darken it rather than lighten it. Do you see what I mean? Still feeling like I can see dark circles, so we're just gonna finish that bad boy off. So from here, I'm just gonna pat over the face with the beauty blender, just to make sure everything is in seamlessly again, because I hate like seeing a patch later on once you've powdered, because it's then stuck there for life and you're just like, okay, I'm happy. Then I get the RCMA no colour powder, and I basically bash that onto the table, which is so hygienic, and get this beauty blender, use the sort of pointed edge here, dab my blender in it so it looks like cooking, and smack it back off into the pile so you've only got like a sheer covering on there. and then I push this into anywhere that creases or I've got indents, spots, anything, and just push it in. This is because when you push this powder in, it basically airbrushes your skin. No lie, it is what it is. Then I do the same basically all over my sort of T-zone, or anywhere that I haven't cream contoured basically. Next, we move on to bronzer before he chats more shit. I am using the Charlotte Tilbury new bronzer, airbrush bronzer, in the shade 3 Tan. I then just get a brush about this size. I have also got a bigger one, but I've started to use one this size. This again is Morphe, but it's fucking old, so I have no idea what one this is. And then I slowly pat on the bronzer. I don't wanna like, what's the word, like swipe too much, because then it will move the product underneath. And this is basically us setting the cream contour now. Chin, this bronzer, for me personally, I find it's a very good contoury shade. It's that perfect balance between a contour and a bronzer, because I feel like if you use too orange or too ashy of a contour or a bronzer, you just basically fuck your life up. I feel like this is such a good match to my fake tan, like colour wise. I know that's such a bad example, but you can see it on my neck a bit more because obviously the light is, but yeah, it's such a good match because the tan I use is very much a brown tan, not an orange tan. Because I have such dry skin, I use a tan with an oil in, and it's also tailored towards people that are paler. So yeah, so I'm just dusting the bronzer on the bridge of my nose and then buffing over the top to blend any edges, because I don't, once again, the key word with my foundation routine and any routine that I do is seamless. I hate blatant lines. If you like a blatant line, that's fine, but it's just not for me. I like looking very much like blended edges. Next, on the Galifonia blush by Benefit. Looks like this, minus the concealer on her face. This blush is £25, but I literally don't buy one for at least a year. I buy one yearly, a yearly bought blusher. So it's worth the investment. Next, I'm gonna just, again, stamp it onto the face. I love blush, so I'm gonna use a fuck ton of it. Gorgeous. It's, for anyone who's trying to find a dupe, it's like a peachy pink, and it has a sheen. It's not perfectly matte, but it's definitely not shiny. I don't really appreciate a really glittery blusher, because, or bronzer to be fair, because then you're putting highlight on and you just look like a fucking light bulb again. I'm just not with it. Somehow I've darkened that patch, great. So I'm gonna dust the blush over my nose again, and on my forehead, just any excess that was on the brush. So it kind of looks like I'm so. Then I'm gonna go back to my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, use this brush, which is the E62. This is, and I'm not joking here when I say this is the best fucking nose contour brush, and this is the best powder to do a nose contour with. I have struggled for years trying to find the most perfect bronzer contour brush for my nose. Years, because I have such a shit nose. Okay, it's not shit, but it's not perfect. It basically bulges out right here, and when I put contour on, it makes it look even bigger. So I try to like neat it down. So I get this bronzer, starting from the top of my nose, and then carefully going over the bump, and voila. I don't wish to make my nose look.
Yes, Izzy, that's fucking great. Please cover the whole entire fucking thing with your face.
So I'm going to use the Kat Von D palette with the M173 brush. I'm going to use the end light tan powder. Push that into my nose. Down, 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 down. Down the bridge. Along the sides, And now we're getting somewhere. And then buff the sides. And buff down the centre. Then I'm going to go back in with the bronzer brush and do the same again. You might not see any difference, but to me, in my little world, there is such a difference. Really do like the colour of this bronzer. It might be a repurchase. Once again, I bought this when I bought the foundation, so this is the first time buying it. And I do really like it, so it might be a secondary purchase. Gonna get it onto a Morphe M441. I think loads of people fucking rinse this brush out. I think it came with the James Charles set again. And I'm gonna really push it into the outer V. And drag it out like so. So you end up getting like a buffed out wing, but because this colour, this colour, this colour are all the same, it really doesn't look too harsh. And then for my personal eye shape, I like to buff it up here as well. And then we basically repeat that on the other side. Take the same brush and just buff the underneath, because once again I don't really want a straight line, I want it blended out. And voila, fox eye. Right, everyone's giving me shit for the fox eye on Instagram, not Instagram, TikTok. So I am not trying to imitate anyone of any culture. I'm trying to make myself look like I have a natural facelift. Just a disclaimer, putting it out there. Okay, cool. Next, again, Jeffree Star palette. Sorry, don't know if this is controversial or not, but I'm gonna take, I don't know how to say that word. Intravenous and Ouch, which are this sort of warm chocolate shade here and this dark chocolate shade here. I'm going to start off with Ouch on this brush, which is an M433. Wow, I'm such a professional. And I'm going to press that back into the outer V. What is this crusty shit on its eyelash glue? Cute. So we're just going to press that there. There's probably some leftover darker shade on here. There is a nail balancing on there. That's cute. And voila. I'm going to do the same on the other side. I've mixed a bit of the darker shade in there purely because I'm convinced that that had a bit of that on it already. So yeah, we're just going to mix. And then a slight bit here. Then I'm going to go back to the M441 and take Cake Mix, which is this lighter shade here, and basically buff over the top of it. To go back to that seamless word of, no wait, to go back to that overused word of seamless. Because I want it to look seamless as fuck again. So we just buff. And these, sorry, again, don't know if this is controversial, but Jeffree's eyeshadows blend so easily. Like if you used a Revolution palette and then used a Jeffree Star palette, your body, soul, mind would be shocked. Believe me. Then I'm going to go back to the M433. No, M433 and take any excess on the brush and dust it underneath the eyes. Basically all that concealer I use to cover up my dark circles, I'm then putting the dark circles back in because I'm genius. That's always such a horrible face, isn't it? It's like a cum face, like, you know, cute. I try and extend it right into this inner corner here because when I do that I feel like a Kim Kardashian. Next, go back to this brush, go back to Cake Mix and then buff over the top. We're gonna get that chunky brush black. Gonna get this chunky brush back and basically clean up the underneath with that same light powder. I'm gonna get a tiny wee brush called the M456. Like, that should be easy, but here I am struggling. And I'm gonna get this Doll highlight palette. I love this rose gold shade in the middle bottom here, and I'm gonna dab that on my little brush, and I'm gonna drag it across the lid here. I don't cut out my crease because, as I said, don't like really cut angled looks for just a day-to-day. I like it being seamless. She said it enough times. Right, once that's in, I'm also gonna, while I'm here, use that slightly lighter shade on the end here and the gold shade mixed together and stick it on the brow bone. And the really light shade on its own on the inner corner to brighten that bitch up. Oh, crazy. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Matte Signature eyeliner in brown, and I'm basically going to continue with the cat eye look. For anyone who struggles with eyeliner, the best thing to do is follow your natural, so your bottom eyelid, where your natural bottom eyelid would carry on to, you follow that with your eyeliner. Beautiful. Voila. And now when I get to this stage here, I really thin, oh, I'm really running out of this. I really thin out the liner line. So the thickest point will be around about here, and the rest will be thinned out. I am going to use the iconic, the exciting, the beautiful telescopic extra black L'Oreal. As you can tell, L'Oreal should sponsor me. Naturally, I have quite long eyelashes for some weird reason, but I don't like them. They may be long, but they're definitely not thick, and they're very, 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 very straight. So like, they're just not visible. But if I hold them up, you can see they're quite long. It's a fucking pain. Like, whenever I get my eyelashes done for holidays and things, people are like, oh my god, you've got such long eyelashes. And I'm like, I know, but they're fucking shit. I don't do the bottom yet. I will explain. It's because when I spray the living shit out of my face, my bottom eyelashes always transfer and it drives me crazy. So today, to carry on my beautiful winged look, I'm going to use Alexandria by Doll Beauty. They are big, bitch. There's a big bitch. But I do love a big eyelash. I'm going to have to trim them down. I don't even know if I've got any scissors about. So this is how I do mine personally. I, first of all, blow all the shit that I've already put on there. Curl it a little bit with your fingers like this. Place it on the lid. And pretty much I put it 2/3 of the way in, and where it starts to cascade down, that's where you trim from. When I put the glue on, I wiggle it like this again, and we're on. I know what you're thinking, Izzy, you are just so talented and gifted at putting eyelashes on. Yes, because I used to put them on every fucking day. Because, fun fact, I used to work for Doll Beauty, and that is why I'm loyal to them now, because they're the fucking dog's bollocks. She said it, she owns it. Okay, we're in. Next! So, I'm going to take my Bobbi Brown brush. This is so fucking old. I don't even know what one you are. Eye blender apparently, but I use it for highlight. Once again, I'm gonna go into the Doll Beauty highlighter palette. I'm gonna use this rose gold shade mixed with the gold shade. I'm sure they have names. Okay, so containing Shine Bright, Viva, Champagne, Like a Diamond, Forever, and Supernova. Like a Diamond's that, so I assume this is Forever mixed with Supernova. I can only assume. Maybeline. Put the tiniest bit more highlight on the inner corner there. I mean, she is sickening. Next, I would usually use the Urban Decay All Nighter Scent Spray, but because I'm poor, I went for a dupe, which was suggested by Holly Boone, and it is the Maybelline Lasting Fix. And fan. I've noticed this eyelashes on at a different angle, but that's fine. Basically, fan your face until it's dry. This will get rid of any excess powder that's still on your skin, and also just make you look. Can we hear it from the crowd? Seamless. Seamless, bitch. I am still on the fence about this spray. I'm a hardcore ride or die Urban Decay All Nighter Spray girl, but I was just going for a brush patch of no money, so that's why we've resorted to this. If you want to be bouge, extremely bouge, take any oh my god, my setting spray has ruined my fake tan, but that's fine. I'm gonna put a tiny bit on my shoulders and my whatever's left of my bones. My bones. Next, I'm going to find my sharpener in this bag of wonders. Here it is. I'm going to use, so my favourite brand in the whole entire world for lip products is NYX. NYX, True and True, bitch. I think their lip pencils are on par with MAC, and I really like throwing my belongings on the floor. I really love finding dupes, especially when you can find like I'm not vegan, but I am a massive animal lover, so if I can find something that will refrain an animal being blinded, then I'm more likely to use it. And obviously MAC is a massive animal tester, so obviously, as I said, not a vegan myself, but I do completely avoid using products that have harmed or hurt animals in the process. Because I'm not. I was going to say not psychopath, but Hitler was a vegetarian, so who cares? I'm using the shade Natural because I'm naturally sweet. Then to top it off, I use the shade Stockholm by NYX in the soft matte, because it is just the colour of all colours. And if I find like my lips looking a little bit like sketchy on the outside, I will go back to that brush I used earlier to carve my brows, and I carve my lips. Then as before, I'm going to take this brush on its side. Fixed. Next, the top. Now I've done my bottom lashes. This is the finished look. Montage with music that's definitely royalty free, because one day I want to earn money off of this video. Thank you so much for watching my video. I plan on making more of these. I love suggestions of what you'd like to see. This of course is my everyday look, which I got a lot of requests for on TikTok, and I would love if you would subscribe. Don't have to like the video if you don't like it, that's fine, I accept that. I take the L. But if you do, please give me a like. I really appreciate it, but at the same time, just checking I don't have lipstick on my teeth, because I always fucking do. At the same time, I appreciate you just watching, so thank you so much, and I shall see you in the next video. And that's the thesis.